Hello friends, I am Megha. Welcome back to my channel. Let's code them up. Today is the second session in my Android tutorial series. You can watch the previous session using the link given in the description box below. Today's session focuses on a brief introduction about activities. So, what is an activity? According to the Google documentation, the activity is described as the single focused thing user can do. Also, activities are responsible for creating the windows that application uses to draw and receive events from the system. Basically, an activity creates a view on the screen through which you and I interact with the application. There is a contacts application on all our phones which we use quite often, and we search a contact and call them or add a new contact using that application. But any of you have wondered how these contacts are displayed on the screen, or where they are stored, or what happens when you click on an Add Contact button? These questions are the questions which led me to learn Android development. What is your story behind learning the Android development? Share with me in the comment section below. Coming back to where we left, this screenshot shows the view of Contacts app the first time we open it on a new phone. Using the single screen available to us, we can add a contact, import contacts which are already saved on our phone, or view our contacts as a list. As currently there are no contacts, the display shows there are no contacts right now. This screen currently visible to us has an activity behind it. Let's call that activity contacts activity for understanding the concept about activities. This contacts activity goes ahead and creates the view visible to us right now. This view contains a view container or layout which determines the positions of all the view objects inside it. Then we have two tabs, image view and three buttons. The image view buttons and text views etc. are called view objects. These buttons trigger an event or action that we as users would want to perform. For example, this circular floating button is used to add a new contact. Now that we know the contact activity creates this layout on our screen, the next question that arises is how does this activity create this view on our screen? To answer this, we will use the app we created in the last session, Simple Counter. If you haven't watched that video, go ahead and take a look and come back. Links are given in the description box below. We are back inside the Android Studio with our app Simple Counter open. Our app currently has only one activity called the main activity, and that file mainactivity.java is inside the Java folder. Open the mainactivity.java file. You can see that the file currently has only one method called the onCreate method. This method initializes the activity. Here we call the setContentView method, in which we pass a layout resource ID. This layout resource ID points to an XML file present in the layout folder under the res directory by the same name. In our case, that file is activity_main.xml. Let's go and check that file. This XML file consists of one view object, text view, which currently is set to display hello world, and that object is inside the view container called constraint layout. The setContentView method takes this layout file, converts the XML attributes into a view objects, and displays them on the screen. Another concept to focus on before we close our session today is how does Android OS knows which activity is the starter activity if we have more than one activities in our application. For example, in Contacts app, when we click the floating button here, it opens another activity called Add Contacts activity. That means this app has more than one activity. But whenever we open the Contacts app, we always see the display of all the contacts on the screen, and never the activity which displays the form to add a new contact. How? Again, let's go back to Android Studio, where our app, Simple Counter, is waiting for us. Open the Android manifest.xml file from the manifest folder. You see here only one activity called the main activity with an intent filter having action main and category launcher is present. This intent filter tells the Android launcher to open this activity whenever the application is opened. If there will be more than one activity defined in manifest, then only the activity containing this intent filter will be picked as the starter activity by the Android launcher. We will go in detail about intents and intent filter in the later videos. This completes today's session, but our study of activities is still incomplete. We still need to understand the activity's life cycle, which we will finish in another session. In the next session, we will add text views in our app Simple Counter. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section below. See you then. Bye bye.